So in LEGO Fortnite, you are trying to get brute scales. So the brute scales are going to be from the 3 different varieties of brutes. You have got this one right here, which is a grassland brute. We are going to show you the difference as well. We're going to do a sand brute and also a frost brute as well. The best ways I've kind of gone over killing these is by literally just bow and arrow. That for me, the crossbow is going to be one of the best ways to get this done. Once he's kind of going after you here, you kind of just have to dodge and hope that you manage to get him into something before he takes you out entirely. And naturally, they are a little bit slower, and if you can dodge, then you naturally will be able to do this pretty easily. But this, again, I've got to always issue, is the easier one out of the brutes, and naturally you will find the other ones very, very difficult to kill if you don't have either an NPC and also the best gear. And it can nearly caught me lacking there. He's kind of going with the zone that I'm doing. That is going to be the first one down. We've got a lovely brute scale, so that's going to give me a lovely +1, which gives 2. Let's have a look at the others. Are you looking for gift cards, game keys, and more? Head over to U7Buy for a variety of cards you can get today. From PSN, Steam, all the way to Xbox. With huge amounts of price variations, check the link in the description for cheap, reliable digital cards for you right now. So this is the sand brute we've got going on around here. So let's give him the attention and see how long this one takes to go. Wow, that is a long shot. Like I say, with the crossbow, it's always going to be that cheat code if you can obviously get any sort of essence on it, if you can get the damage, the health, all of that stuff. Durability is going to be absolutely perfect. We can see this guy going for really long shots here. Obviously, not his natural habitat. We've kind of spawned him in for the sand just so I can see him on the grass. Naturally, you've got to be watching for the hot temperatures as well, and he will definitely try and charge you. And also try and spray you, which is always a bit rude, if I'm not going to be honest. I've tried dynamite on this as like another tactic, as a potential you could do, but personally the dynamite, you've got to really get right, and sometimes if he does kind of run after you, naturally you've just got to then try and get out the way as well as then firing the dynamite. It just becomes a bit of an issue. So as long as you have pretty much the epic crossbow and a crazy amount of arrows, as I think we kind of bought 300 here, just to see if I could beat all 3 in 300. Let's have a look and see. Oh, first hit on a brute. Let's have a look. I want to see what, oh, his health is pretty low. Okay, that makes sense. So this is going to be the end of the, what is that one? That one is the sand brute. So that's going to give me sand scale, sand brute scale. So this is the difference between them. And let's go and have a look at that frost brute. And then we have the final one. It is the Frostlands Frost Brute. So this one, I believe, is the hardest, I want to say. I know it is pretty much determined between the normal, kind of the sand brute and also the frost brute. Naturally, just for the fact that a lot of the Frostland does have the epic stuff. Oh my. They all pretty much they are predictable in their paths, to be honest. So naturally, you can just do the same with all of them, and you can dodge them pretty easily. You've just got to kind of make sure that you're not backed into a corner. And I suppose if you don't spawn them in, naturally, sometimes they can kind of go in some sticky situations. At the moment you get stuck is kind of the problem where they will get you. Whereas kind of in the open air, you just keep tracking backwards, you keep moving. It's pretty simple with them. They're not necessarily the most outrageous boss in the world. They are pretty much stupid. The only thing is, I suppose, if you were to go like hand to hand with them, they will absolutely tear you a new one if you don't get that correct swing or correct movement of the block, because their hit in general is a big one. This one, that's not too bad. If that hits you, it's kind of like a little bit of a health loss, whereas a big hit from them can literally knock a lot of hearts off. So let's have a look and go a bit closer, see how many we got. We got our NPC doing some absolute damage going on, and oh no, they're gone. But in terms of damages, you just want to keep doing this. Naturally, just keep going around, and you will eventually, they will try and run after you again. That is just natural, but you can just keep firing. And to be honest, in 3 brutes, we've managed to do this in about 150 arrows. I think that isn't necessarily too difficult, and it most definitely isn't too bad to try and go and craft, which I think if you are trying to find all of the brutes, it's not a bad little deal, to be honest. Just make sure you got that crossbow, and this is the final brute scale, and it is a lovely frost brute scale.